There's a version of Ubuntu you can buy in a book at Heathrow Airport. It appears in leadership seminars in London, in HR trainings in New York, in corporate away days that promise transformation and deliver a laminated card with 3 principles printed on it. That version is not the one my grandfather practiced. The domesticated version of Ubuntu is easy to spot. It appears as warmth, as kindness, as a collaborative spirit, the feeling that we are all in this together, a pleasant afterthought to whatever the actual business is. There is a growing academic literature on Ubuntu leadership, Ubuntu management, Ubuntu human resources. The concept has become a commodity sold to Western corporations by consultants who promise a competitive advantage. A peer-reviewed paper published in 2023 in the journal Sustainability examined whether Ubuntu can genuinely serve as a corporate social responsibility framework. The authors concluded carefully that the transition from cultural philosophy to business ethics theory has not been made. The Ubuntu of the seminar room is a slogan. The Ubuntu of the community is a demand. The philosopher Thaddeus Metz, who has worked from the University of Johannesburg and now the University of Pretoria, has spent nearly 2 decades formalizing the real thing. Metz's reconstruction, published across the South African Journal of Philosophy, and most recently in 2025 in the journal Social Theory and Practice, states the Ubuntu principle precisely. An action is right insofar as it respects harmonious relationships, ones in which people identify with each other and exhibit solidarity towards one another. That is a rigorous moral principle and not a feeling, not a mood. It's a principle that can be applied to specific decisions, tested for consistency, and evaluated for its consequences. The South African philosopher Mogobe Ramose has been arguing since his 1999 book, African Philosophy Through Ubuntu, that Ubuntu is not a noun, it's a verb, a continuous doing. You do not have Ubuntu, you practice it or you do not. And practicing it requires reciprocity, presence, obligation, care that costs you something. This is not a virtue you can wear as a lapel pin. It's a demand made on how you live. The sanitized version is popular because it makes no demand. You can display Ubuntu-inspired posters in your open plan office. You can quote it in your LinkedIn bio. You can build a corporate retreat around it. And none of that requires you to change how you actually treat the person cleaning the office after everyone has gone home. Real Ubuntu asks something specific. It asks whether the person cleaning the office has the same standing in the community as the person who's paying for it. It asks whether the office itself is structured to produce harmonious relationships or to extract labor from some for the benefit of others. These are not comfortable questions. That is why the domesticated version has been more commercially successful than the real one. When we say the African Renaissance Foundation is built on Ubuntu principles, we do not mean its chapters will have a warm workplace culture. We mean it will be structured so that the relationships between its participants are marked by identification and solidarity, that its distributions will be answerable to that test, that its governance will be answerable to that test, that its failures, when they come, will be diagnosed against that test. The federated clan structure is not a management fashion. It's an institutional expression of a moral demand. We are not asking permission to practice a softened Ubuntu that fits inside the corporation. We are recovering the Ubuntu that made a community possible in the first place.